During a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on congressional redistricting, Texas Republican Ted Cruz turned a discussion on racial gerrymandering into an aggressive, historically charged indictment of the Democratic Party. But the high-voltage confrontation didn't end with his questions. It triggered a deeply personal, remarkably blunt back-and-forth with Hawaii Democrat Mazie Hirono that left the room in stunned silence. Our Capitol Hill correspondent has the story. The sparks began flying when Senator Ted Cruz took the microphone, seizing on earlier comments made by Democratic Senator Mazie Hirono about America's dark history of voter suppression. Instead of debating modern map-making, Cruz pivoted into a historical cross-examination of a witness, using Hirono's own words as a springboard to attack her party's past. When Senator Hirono says we had poll taxes, I want to ask who we is. What party was it that implemented poll taxes, literacy tests, and tests of how many jelly beans are in a jar in the South? Mostly the Democrats. Cruz didn't stop there. He leaned heavily into political history, reminding the room that the Ku Klux Klan's founder was a Democratic convention delegate and that the Jim Crow laws were authored by Southern Democrats. He contrasted that history with the founding of the Republican Party, which he noted was built entirely on the opposition to slavery under Abraham Lincoln. Turning to the modern political landscape, Cruz fiercely rejected the Democratic argument that minority candidates can only win election through racially carved-out districts. The Democrat position is you can only elect African Americans with a gerrymandered district. I will point out Burgess Owens, Byron Donalds, John James, all elected in majority white districts. They are Republicans. Cruz then pointed to his own history as the first Hispanic senator from Texas and noted South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, both elected statewide, not through gerrymandered lines. He accused Democrats of political arrogance, claiming their world dictate that you are not black or Hispanic if you're not a liberal Democrat. But as Cruz wrapped up his time by accusing Democrats of naked gerrymandering across New England, Senator Hirono had heard enough. Requesting a point of personal privilege, the Hawaii Democrat fired back with visible emotion, referencing a famous Senate friction from years past. I feel personally aggrieved to sit here and to be lectured by my colleague from Texas. This reminds me of the time when he was first elected and felt the need to lecture Dianne Feinstein. Why don't you just stop lecturing the rest of us? Just because you think you are the smartest person in the world doesn't mean the rest of us agree. It was an extraordinary moment of personal animosity, but Senator Cruz got the final word, delivering a stinging, iconic political put-down reminiscent of the 1988 vice presidential debates. Senator, I knew Dianne Feinstein. I served with Dianne Feinstein. And you're not Dianne Feinstein. And with that, the committee chairman quickly moved on to the next speaker, attempting to cool down a room that had just witnessed one of the most overtly hostile partisan clashes on the Hill this year. It underscores a bitter truth in Washington right now. Underneath the policy debates over voting rights and district maps lies a deeply personal resentment between the two parties.